So is Washington ignoring the will of the people? Republican Senator John Barrasso of Wyoming is also a doctor, and he is joining me now. Senator, what do you make of this? This is a whole different way of protesting your opposition to this law by putting it to the people. Do you support that action?
I want to congratulate the people of Missouri. Missouri, the show me state, really did show Washington what their thoughts were about this health care bill last night. 71% of the voters said, hey, Washington, don't come in here and tell us what to do in our state. They rejected Obamacare and the mandate that people buy health insurance. And I'll tell you, I think it is terrific. We're going to see another vote coming up in Arizona and one in Oklahoma. These are all people standing up saying to their elected representatives, you cram this down our throats, we're not happy about it.
Well, Senator, let's take a look at a Fox News poll that really kind of takes the temperature of people across the country. 42% say change it. 36% say repeal it. That is a vast majority of the folks who oppose this law as it is right now. Do you think you have the momentum in Congress to turn this back? Is that possible?
I go to the Senate floor every week with a doctor's second opinion saying that this health care law ought to be repealed and replaced with something that is patient-centered, something that will actually get down the cost of care, increase the quality of care, and increase the access to care. And every week we see another one of the president's promises being broken. The president promised that people could keep what they have if they like their insurance. We now know that a majority of Americans who get their insurance through work won't be able to keep it. The president said it would bend the cost curve down. We now know that the cost of health care and insurance is going to go up. So time after time, the president's promises have been broken, and the American people are fed up, and they're going to continue to speak out. And I think we're going to hear more about it in November.
Senator. Let me tell you who's speaking out today on what Missouri did. It is a Missouri Democratic Party official who said, from the beginning, we've said it's meaningless and unconstitutional. This is the Missouri vote. At best, it's a ploy by the Republicans to get their base excited. Are you Republicans down there in Missouri trying to get folks down there to vote against health care? Is that what's going on here?
People all across the country are rejecting what the president and the Democrats have passed. I know Robert Gibbs, the White House spokesman, said, you know, it doesn't matter. Well, I'll tell you, to me it matters what the people of Missouri say. And if the White House doesn't care what the people of Missouri think, then I'm expecting that come November, the folks in Missouri are going to send another Republican to the Senate to replace Kit Bond, who's retiring, and not a Democrat, because we really do care
Senator,
what the people of Missouri say.
I guess the question I was trying to get at with you on this is what happened in Missouri is are the Republicans behind it? Are the Republicans trying to use this as a test case so they can start a ball rolling? Is this momentum out of the party that goes to November elections, or is this the people of Missouri standing up and wanting to be counted?
This is the people of Missouri, the show me state, standing up and wanting to be counted. There's also momentum in the courts. Virginia, they just rejected the desire to block the effort with the Supreme Court. 20 states are now suing Washington, saying you can't tell us what to do before this individual mandate goes through in 2014. Those suits are going to go through. There is continuing to be people speaking up all across the country saying we don't like what passed.
Here's just a procedural kind of technical question. So let's say Missouri says they don't want to play. They don't want to be a part of this. They're not interested in participating. Can healthcare reform, as a practical matter, go ahead if states are trying to get out of it? I mean, if they don't want to participate, keeping in mind that Medicare and Medicaid are part of these plans and their national programs?
We now have legislation pending to say remove the personal mandate, remove the mandate also of businesses having to put insurance there for their employees. And I'm looking at a way to try to amend the health care bill that will actually say remove the state mandates. So there are a number of us who will continue to oppose this bill, which we think is going to be bad for patients and bad for providers, our doctors and nurses, and bad for payers, the taxpayers and the patients of this country.
I realize,
will look for ways to change it.
I realize you oppose this mandate. I understand that. My question is really technical. Can one state opt out?
Right now, I don't think that they can right now opt out, but I'm making efforts legislatively to find ways to do it. Plus, the Supreme Court, I think, ultimately will rule if states can get out of this.
Senator, thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jerry.